first, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, thank you for joining us. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, and we cover a wide range of topics on this show. Today, we are talking about the Portland Art Museum's Center for an Untold Tomorrow Theater, which is located on 35th and Division in Southeast Portland. And it's been around for about 2.5 years. We actually talk about that during this interview. And renovating an older theater that was there for other reasons. You can look up that story, but the Tomorrow Theater, now a center there for the community, bringing in all kinds of different arts combined with films, and really a combination of a lot of things. And that's what we're talking about here in this segment, are some of their upcoming different features. One of those, which includes bringing Francis Ford Coppola to Southeast Portland, to the Tomorrow Theater. So that is something that's going to be coming up that I believe you can still get tickets for, but we'll discuss that during this interview. And we'll also talk about their Summer of '99 series and just some of the ways it impacts the community there in that area. We're going to be talking to Amy Dotson, and we're going to be talking to Joanna Sokolowski, both from the Portland Art Museum, about their roles there and about some of these programs and some things that you can participate in. So here we go. Amy and Joanna, thank you both. Finding out more about what the Portland Art Museum is doing with the Center for an Untold Tomorrow, and of course, the Tomorrow Theater, which is one of my favorite places in the city now to go to. And with all the programming that's coming up, one of them that I did want to talk about is you're bringing in a pretty big name. Francis Ford Coppola is going to be coming into town. Can you tell us about that and what that's what's going on with that one?
Sure. Well, we were thrilled that Francis's team reached out to the Tomorrow Theater, and they had heard good things about the unbound approach that we have to cinema and storytelling. And I'm not sure, Greg, whether you have seen Megalopolis yet, but certainly I would say it's one of Francis Ford Coppola's most unbound and storytelling forward pieces. And he had that at the Cannes Film Festival, and it's not streaming anywhere. And so we talked to his team, and he wants to come in. He's doing a tour in New York and LA and San Francisco for big venues, but he wanted to find one really great independent venue to play Megalopolis and then come in and give a talk that's super interactive with the audience about what the future holds. So he'll be doing that with us on August 3rd. And unfortunately, most tickets are sold out, but we also have turned it into a whole weekend of Francis Ford Coppola and his unbound storytelling with Godfather on Friday night, Friday the 1st. And yes, there will be trivia and prizes, because that's just how we roll in the Tomorrow Theater. And then my colleague Joanna has put together a beautiful program of both Apocalypse Now and his very first film, The Conversation, the next night. So there's still plenty of opportunities to get your Francis Ford Coppola on, even if you're not able to talk itself.
I mean, that's pretty amazing that he selected, Tomorrow Theater. I mean, obviously a great place, and but having that here in town, I mean, that's something that's pretty special to be able to do that. And The Godfather on the big screen, I mean, come on, I'm already sold just on that. So that's some really great stuff that's happening there with on that side of things. And then there is also, some more expanded programming as well. And Joanna, I don't know if you wouldn't mind just letting everybody know your role there at the Portland Art Museum. And then let's talk about these other shows that you have coming up.
Yeah, I'm head of programming at PamCut, and we are so excited, obviously, for Francis Ford Coppola and all of the amazing programming we have along with it, but we're also really excited this summer to be doing Summer of '99, and so we're playing all types of films from the year 1999, which was a huge watershed year for independent cinema. Hollywood exploded. It was just very groundbreaking, genre-bending in many ways, and we're playing kind of the best of the best from that year. I and everyone else is always shocked by what films existed in that year. So some of them include Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut, Pedro Almodovar's All About My Mother, Sofia Coppola's Virgin Suicides, Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia, Spike Jonze and Charlie Kaufman's Being John Malkovich, and that's just like barely half of the films that came out that year.
That's crazy. Those are all 99.
Yes, absolutely. And so we're playing those all throughout the summer at the PamCut's Tomorrow Theater. And like I said, 1999 was like a launching pad for some of the biggest filmmakers. It was a breakout year for indie cinema, and we're kind of celebrating that by having the theater have a 1999 feel. And so when you come in, you're going to get a ticket stub. We're going to be watching trailers from 1999. We're really hoping to bring that phone-less nostalgia feel that I think all of us are really craving right now back to theater. So we hope that you all want to join us for some of those. Tonight is actually Talented Mr. Ripley, and we're putting that on with our partners, Chess Club and Stand-Up Comedy. And then we're playing Virgin Suicides this Sunday, which is July 27th. And we have all types of different films coming up throughout the summer. So we're really excited about it.
Other than, all of those films coming out in '99, which makes sense, was that the reason that you went with this, or were there other years that you considered?
1999 was such a watershed year. I mean, the films alone blew us away, but I think a lot of us are really craving ways to get off our phone, to stop doom scrolling, to kind of re-engage with live cinema, which is something that Tomorrow Theater does so well. Like, we're extremely focused on building community, inviting people into the theater, and creating like a really accessible, fun way to see some of your favorite films. And I think the year and what we all were able to do during it and disconnecting is just a really big part of the experience this summer.
Well, and you mentioned something there too, that sense of community, and there's a lot of interactivity that goes on there in the theater. Can you talk about that, and how important those partnerships are, and maybe some of those things that you are bringing in addition to the film, but all of these other partnerships that you have?
Yeah, we partner with all different types of community groups and local organizations and artists. A Sunday a month, we do something called BYO Crafternoon with our partners Ritual Dyes. We're going to keep the lights on medium. You can bring in your knitting and crocheting, and we're going to be doing that to some of our favorite films. The next one we have coming up is with Notting Hill, which will be really, really fun. We do an activation with Woo Woo, where we're going to be playing Compensation, which is an absolutely beautiful film, and doing some breath work and kind of slowing down, a kind of self-care Sunday activation. And then we're also going to be doing a $5 Fam Jam, where we invite all the kids and families in for Iron Giant, which was another 1999 film that my daughter absolutely loves. And so, yeah, we're just really, really excited to be able to bring together like all these different communities, all these different types of films, and like combine them all under this kind of 1999 umbrella.
Yeah, putting all those little puzzle pieces together to make it all work out. I didn't realize the Iron Giant, sorry, that threw me off. I didn't realize that was '99 also. That's
shocking. I know. I could go on and on. I could never stop listing these incredible films.
I don't know what it is about 1999, but now I'm going to go down that rabbit hole after this. But yeah, I mean, it is important to have something like that. And now, the Tomorrow Theater, gosh, how many years now is it that it's been open? How many years?
2.5.
Two and a half.
3 years in November, yeah.
3 years in November. And so, since renovating that space, and really saving that building in that area right there, just by having something like that, what's the feedback been like? Since you opened that, just looking over the timeline there of the Tomorrow Theater, from when you started to where you are now, how does it feel to have this space, going and being so active? And also, what's the feedback been like from the community over those couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I think more than any city I've ever lived in or visited, that Portland isn't really content to be contained. They don't like labels, and they don't like boxes, and they don't like just being like a singular thing. These are folks in our community that kind of contain multitudes. And I think having a space where we have at least two art forms colliding and different audiences colliding has been magical, because we don't consider ourselves a cinema or a movie theater. It's mostly a home for cultural snackers, right? Because any given day you look and you're like, yeah, of course there's movies. We love movies. But there also might be comedy, or there might be knitting, or there might be tattoo artists, or a singer, right? So there's all these different art forms that are coming together. And I think the thing that has shocked me most is that we actually have to tell people to sit down. Like, the lights are dimming, like the kind of normal cues that you might have in a theater or a cinema. People are up, they're talking to each other, they're interacting, they're mingling, and we have to be like, oh, okay, I know we're all grown adults for most of these screenings, but you actually need to like sit down because the party's getting ready to start. So I think that's amazing. And I think the other thing that we've loved is, it's about 40,000 folks that are coming through our door every year. And we are ranging, as Joanna's aptly doing, with great programming as well as local heroes. And then we have folks like Francis Ford Coppola, coming through as well. So it really is analog and digital. It's kind of out of this world, imaginative things, as well as things that are real, art with a capital A. And then lastly, it's really for folks that aren't content to be contained. And so the feedback from our audiences, which is just growing exponentially, is that they love that. They keep it coming, keep it weird, keep it spicy, and keep it challenging. I think we showcase a lot of artists and a lot of art that maybe you can't see elsewhere. Like even Francis Ford Coppola, he's going to New York, LA, San Francisco, and then finding his way to come back to Portland.
Come to Portland, go to Division Street in Portland. I mean, that's pretty amazing to be a part of that. Well, thank you both of you, for joining us here too, just to talk about this and let people know about the programming. For everybody out there who wants to find out more, what's the best place for them to go?
tomorrowtheater.org.
There we go.
Thanks, Amy. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Pam_cut, and that we always are saying what's coming up, what's in the pipeline, and then films are constantly being released throughout the months and weeks. And so you want to stay tuned just in case we release tickets to something fun really far in advance.
All right. Fantastic. Well, thank you both for joining us here today. I really appreciate you being here on Fox 12 Now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, so a little insight there and some things that you can do here in the city at the Tomorrow Theater on 35th and Division. And we've got lots of other segments for you to check out and watch. That's on our Fox 12 Oregon app. So just go to the Fox 12 Now tab. All those videos are on there. You can go to kptv.com also and take a look. We cover a wide range of topics on the show, and that includes breaking news when that happens. So between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., we'll send out a notification if something does occur that needs to be that we need to inform you about. We'll send that out, and I will be here with whatever that information may be. But we're also here throughout the afternoon with, like I said, a wide range of other topics as well. Thank you for joining us for this. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. Again, this is Fox 12 Now.